them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the
Pokemon Detective Pikachu is directed by Rob Letterman and it stars Justice Smith as Tim Goodman, Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu, Catherine Newton as Lucy Stevens, and it also have Ken Watanabe, Bill Nighy, Suki Waterhouse, and so much more. And I will put this down right now first. And this film has come out for almost a week now, and I just decided I really wanted to make this review, but I was conflicted if I should, and it's kind of late already, so not a lot of people like to watch the review, but blah blah blah. Whatever the fact is, I really want to express my thoughts on this film because I am a huge Pokemon fan. I've been playing Pokemon since the very first time I started with Pokemon Red. I'm still playing now in Let's Go, but that's not the point. I want to do this review because not only that I love Pokemon, I really enjoy the film, and I think I might be some of the few, at least that I know of, people who have movie review channel that also at the same time play Detective Pikachu video game, which I did. And so I sort of know an insight to the game and everything, so I want to express my thoughts and hopefully you guys are interested to hear it. And which is why this video is going to be a bit longer, because the first half of the video I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review, and then the second half I'm going to be doing an in-depth spoiler review kind of thing. And so hope you guys stick around if you are interested in those kind of stuff. So first of all, the biggest takeaway for me in this film is the animation. The animation looks surprisingly great. As soon as we see the first trailer, I was like, oh, okay, this looks good. I am interested in looking and learning more about everything in here, because apparently the animation is the same animation team as the one that did for Jungle Book and The Lion King, which is why the animation looks great. Pikachu, of course, steals the show, and especially whenever he does his cute eyes kind of thing, it's always so good. And yes, they're based on Pokemon, they're not based on real creatures, so if sometimes they look not so real, like Jigglypuff maybe or Emolga, it's because they're not based on real stuff, but it looks like what Pokemon would be in real life. Charizard, Greninja, these are all in the trailer, so I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it. Pikachu, and they all look fantastic in this world animation. And sometimes animation can be in an uncanny valley kind of thing if it looks too weird, like let's not mention Sonic the movie. The trailer looks atrocious, not only because of Sonic, but this Pokemon really nails the look of it and the essence and the tone of what Pokemon is supposed to be. And it dives into the story of it. The first half of the story is about world building, and that's where we see all the many of the Pokemons, which I'm gonna dive into in the spoiler review. But we get to see the world building and what the world of Pokemon is like. And then you go to Rhyme City, where the events of the film take place, and the world building of what Rhyme City is. And they had started off in such a great, great first step, building in, oh, Pokemon and humans live in harmony. Some of them live in the wild, not some those kind of stuff. Those kind of stuff also start to build up the mystery, which is what the Detective Pikachu is all about, building up the characters. So the first half of the film, I truly enjoy, especially most of the time. My eyes is always just wandering around the screen trying to catch all the Easter eggs. Like, oh, look at that! That's that Pokemon, that Pokemon, that Pokemon. It's like so many. So I honestly might be seeing it again just to catch all the different Easter eggs that I'm gonna catch. But that's not the point. The point is the world building in the first half of the film is super fantastic. And then we get to the second half, and that's where some of the issues I have with the film starts to happen. And this is because at the end of the day, this film was made for kids. So most of the story parts of it is really family friendly, kid friendly. So the mystery of it was not as interesting as I thought it would be. And then the reveal and twist and the villains, also those kind of stuff, it's getting more cartoonish, I would say, more kid friendly once again, because if it was a perfect world, I was expecting more of a mystery that will be so much more interesting, like a noir Pokemon film. How awesome would that be? But this is more kid-friendly noir kind of thing, so it's not the best that it could be, as much as I hoped at least. And but it doesn't take away from what the film is, because the film is established as a Pokemon film, the first time ever live-action Pokemon in the real world. And if that's what they set to do, that they did great, and I'm looking forward to see more. Hopefully they do more in the Pokemon realm, and I'm gonna dive to it later in the spoiler review. But the voice performance by Ryan Reynolds was perfect casting in my opinion. There are lots of good comedy, lots of good jokes, especially by Ryan Reynolds. There are lots of adult jokes here. played by Ryan Reynolds, and Justice Smith's character as well, Tim Goodman. So that's kind of surprising in this family-friendly kind of film. Justice Smith did a great job. You can clearly tell he's a fan. If you've seen any of his interviews, he's clearly a fan of Pokemon, so that's great casting on their behalf. Catherine Newton also did a fantastic job. I really like her character. And I'm not going to say which one is the villain, but the villain was kind of cartoonish and kind of the one that I took away like, I didn't like that much. But there are lots of great scenes, including one of my favorites is the scene with Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime scene was hilarious. And the mystery, my biggest like wonderment of the film is the mystery, because I know the game, I know the story of the game, and no, it does not completely adapt the game storylines, which I was glad about. But they took lots of parts from the game and they put it into the mystery for the film. So I want to know from someone who doesn't know the mystery of the game and the story of the game, how you think the mystery of the film is, because like I can sort of predict what's going on. Well, if you don't know the story of the game at all, I want to know like how much of it mystery it is actually when they reveal and everything, you know. So if you do that, tell me in the comment section below if you find the mystery to be very mysterious, or like you are invested trying to figure out what's happening, or you can actually tell what's going on and the reveal and everything. And there are so many Easter eggs and it was fun. And once again, the greatest takeaway for me is it's a great start for a live action Pokemon film. Hopefully it becomes a franchise, because I want to see more, and hopefully it makes more money. And that is for the non-spoiler review. And now let's get into the spoiler review. Spoiler warning, there will be a sign right here. If you just want to see the score, then skip to the very end, or just wait and mute the video or something. But there is spoiler review warning right now. So first of all, spoiler. Detective Pikachu, played by Ryan Reynolds, revealed to be the father. I am sort of like not very... what's the word for it? I was okay with it. I didn't really care much for it. In the game itself, I believe, I haven't played the game in a while, but I believe it was not 100% confirmed that Detective Pikachu is actually Tim's father. I think it was implied, but it was not 100% confirmed, and this one actually showed Ryan Reynolds in physical form. So it was, that is the main, like, my main issue honestly throughout the whole film is the villain's motivation and how they execute it, because the villain's motivation is, of course, to merge human and Pokemon together. And first of all, I find that kind of, not really disturbing, I guess, but kind of odd, because I've never thought of that in the first place. And it's just, I just find it odd, especially since when you see Bill Nye's character merge into Mewtwo, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not too sold on that. And then like we see everything. I mean, if you get into the mindset of it, like if we get to understand what Lucy's mind was when inside of the Psyduck, that could have been interesting, but we didn't like uncover any of the story parts of it, of course, because that's not the main story. And which is why the mystery and the villain reveal and the big twist of like, oh, it's all this time is Bill Nye's character trying to take over the world by merging Pokemon and humans together. I was not the most sold on that, which is why the second half of the film was the weaker part for me. Although I still think the voice casting of Ryan Reynolds was great. And Lucy's character, played by Catherine Newton, was, if you play the game, it's definitely a combination of Amelia and Mako's character. And it was pretty interesting. She's just like a bubbly, kind of happy character, which also honestly cared about Tim. And I really dig their chemistry and relationship together. They really sold me on their like partner in crime kind of thing, even though Pikachu's clearly more partner with Tim. But I like that. And yeah, once again, Bill Nye's reveal was kind of thing, kind of cartoonish. However, like I said, it takes several parts from the game, and biggest part I guess that they take from the game is the R chemical. In the game, the R is the main substance that they use to exploit the characters, and the R chemical does make the Pokemon go berserk, go like kind of lose their mind kind of thing. But the biggest difference is it's not the same purpose. So it have the same premise of the usage of the R chemical as the main plot device for the film. However, it have different purpose and different motivations and different conditions kind of thing. Like this one, they use it to make the Pokemon go berserk so Mewtwo can merge them together with the humans. I honestly forget what it does in the game. I believe they do it so that one of the villains, I honestly forget. I should have researched this, but it just is basically it's the same premise using the chemical. However, it's different motivation and purpose of the chemical. and that's the whole storyline still going on in Detective Pikachu. Is trying to figure out what the R is for and figuring out if his parents is really dead or not. And this one is mainly focusing on whether his dad is really alive or dead, and also is partly with the R chemical kind of thing. I really like lots of the Pokemon. When they first show Cubone in the training montage kind of thing, when they try to catch it, I dig that. It's because, especially, first of all, the Pokeball looks great. Second of all, really showcase what Pokemon is all about in the first place, right? Trying to catch them all, right? So when we see that and that start of the film, I like that direction. And then we see IPOM in the first attack in Tim's house, or Tim's father's house. That is a callback to the first mission in Detective Pikachu. The first mission, if I'm not mistaken, was an IPOM attack due to R, so that's like a nice callback. Greninja looks great. Mr. Mime, of course, like I mentioned just now, it looks great. Charizard in the cage battle looked fantastic. That's one of the few parts which I really like also, because like it's basically like traditional Pokemon again, it's battling in the ring kind of thing. Pokemon battles, Pokemon catching, which is why I like the Cubone sequence. And then we see Gyarados, and one of the biggest surprise for me in the film was Torterra, because Torterra was not in the game, and how they revealed Torterra to be huge kind of that way. I was like, oh shoot, they really going all out on this. And I saw that coming when like Psyduck do the psychic move and then like everything going like that. I'm like, that has to be Torterra, right? Because they're doing the Torterra Garden kind of thing. But I'm surprised they actually go all out, and Torterra looks great and terrifying at the same time. It reminds me of that like giant lion turtle thing like in Chinese mythology. So yeah, but however, my favorite design of a Pokemon, I will stick with Pikachu right here. Snorlax looks great, and so does Charizard. Jigglypuff looks great, but I really like Emolga's look. There's something just pinchable about the face, which I love. So yeah, and finally, my biggest takeaway in terms of spoiler is I really love the world building. Everything in Rhyme City, they really built like, oh, Rhyme City is a place where Pokemon fighting is illegal. And like people and Pokemon live together in harmony, and they live in the city, and they really set that up early on. And the world building is truly fantastic. And once again, they show the contrast of regular Pokemon town like Tim and is the guy who played Dopinder from Deadpool. They try to catch Pokemon, and then they showcase it to Rhyme City, which is completely different, where there's no catching Pokemon. They live together in harmony, and there are so many great sequences. Not only sequence, like you see in the background, the Octillery doing the sushi kind of thing, or there's like so much stuff. Pangoro sleeping, Machamp stopping the red light with Snorlax sleeping on the ground, and there's like Arcanine, and there's the Golurk and everything. There is so many Pokemon in this thing, which I really wanna. If I have it on Blu-ray, I'm gonna rewatch it and just pause scene by scene to see all the things that I missed. But yeah, that is my favorite part of the film. Definitely is the world building, because they showcase everything. And going forward, if they want to go traditional Pokemon route, gym battles kind of thing, Pokemon battles, trainers, I will really dig that, and I'll definitely be the first one to buy a ticket to that, because they set off this world building into a more, I guess it is a more traditional approach, because it's more people are familiar with the noir genre. So going into this genre is a smart way for Pokemon to start off. And going forward, if they want to do more detective stuff, I will not be against that. But if they want to go with the traditional route, I'll be totally supporting in that as well. And honestly, if they want to go mystery dungeon kind of thing, that could be interesting too. Although there will be no humans in mystery dungeon, so that might be a problem. It will be more like the Lion King route, no humans at all. And this one is more combination of Jungle Book, I guess, with humans and everything. But yeah, okay, now spoiler are done. So overall, once again, the greatest thing about this film is the world building. The animation looks fantastic. The voice casting is perfect. The actors are great in it, and all the Pokemons look great. So with that, and despite the story and everything and the mystery kind of thing, I still think this movie is definitely a must-watch in theaters, and I would give the score for this film is 7.7. Alright, have you guys seen this movie? If you not, if you do, tell me in the comment section below what you think of the film, or if you're looking forward to the film, and tell me in the comment section below which is your favorite Pokemon that you see in the film, or either you wish you want to see in the film. Tell me in the comment section below. And once again, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see the channel to grow, all you have to do is click the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews like this. John Wick Chapter 3 is coming up next. I also do trailer reactions, all those kind of stuff. I also have Schmodown reactions, movie trivia Schmodown. I also have a podcast called The Councilmen. This week we're gonna be uploading top 10 MCU heroes, and then I'm also going to be uploading a special mini review and prediction for the final season finale for Game of Thrones. This is a bonus episode. I'm gonna be doing it Also a review for the Bells episode, which is that last one, which people have been controversial about, and I have my thoughts on it. So go check it out. It's called The Councilmen. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those kind of stuff. So go check it out. And thank you guys once again checking out this video. Subscribe to my video, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on JA Wiradharma, Twitter, Instagram. And guys, thank you. Until next time, ciao out.